Hi everybody, my name's Sheila Kinninmans and I'm a storyteller based in St Andrews in Fife. And I'm bringing you another story today, another one of my tasty tales. This story is like many stories from all around the world about a food that didn't want to be eaten, so it ran away. I'm sure you've heard about the gingerbread man and the enormous pancake. You've maybe even heard about the wee bannock that ran away in Scotland, or the cobbleock that ran away in Russia. But my story is about one of my favourite foods, something that I like to cook and eat. And it's all about a tatty scone. And this is what a tatty scone looks like. It's made from flour and tatties, as you would expect, and a wee bit butter and a wee bit salt. You mix it all up, you roll it out, and you make it into a triangle sometimes, or sometimes you make it into a round cake. And then you cook it. Now, in long ago days, you would cook it on a pan called a girdle, like this, which hung over the fire. But these days, you can just make it in a frying pan on the cooker. Anyway, this is how the story goes. Once upon a time, there was a farmer and his wife, and they lived on a wee farm right here in the East Neuk of Fife. And every morning, the farmer would get up and he would go away outside and he would milk the cows and he would feed the hens and feed the pigs and clean out the horses. And then he would come back to the house for his breakfast, which his wife would have made for him. One morning, the farmer said to his wife, "Wife, a fair fancy a tatty scone for my breakfast today. Would you make me one?" And his wife says, "Oh, I dinna ken if I can do that the day. The flour bin, it's empty. I don't know if I've got enough flour left." "Oh, I'm sure you could try," he said. "Maybe if you sweep some of that loose flour off the shelf and really scrape the sides of the bin, you'll get enough to make just one tatty scone." "Oh, I'll try," she said. So he went away to do his work, and she went and she brushed all the loose flour off the shelf, and she got the flour bin and she scraped it all round the sides until she had just enough flour to make one tatty scone. She mixed it up with some leftover tatties, a wee bit butter and a wee bit salt. She rolled it out and then she put it on her pan over the fire. And soon the kitchen was full of a roasty, toasty smell of cooking tatty scone. And when it was ready, she lifted the tatty scone off the pan and she put it on a plate and she put the plate on the windowsill. And she said, "Oh, tatty scone, you look really tasty, but I'm going to leave you for the farmer. I'm not going to eat you." And so she left it there on the windowsill and she went away to clean up. Now the tatty scone lay there on the windowsill, and he thought to himself, "You ken what? I didn't like the sound of that. I didn't think I want to be that farmer's breakfast. I ken I'm going to run away." So the tatty scone jumped down off the windowsill onto the table. He jumped for the table onto the flare. He ran across the flare and out the door in the blink of an eye, before the farmer's wife even noticed. And when he got outside, he thought, "Oh, fresh air." He could smell the flowers and the grass, and he could hear the birds twittering away in the sky. And he was just about to amble slowly down the garden path when up popped a pussy baldrins. The pussy baldrins looked at the tatty scone and said, "Oh, tatty scone, Tattie Scone, you look tasty. Dinna run awa so hasty. I would like to eat you for my tea. Now the Tattie Scone was a wee bit feared, but he had his wits about him. And immediately he said to the Pussy Baldrins, Pussy Baldrin, Pussy Baldrin, take your time. First let me sing you a wee bit of rhyme. Close your een, and then maybe I'll let you eat me for your tea. So the Pussy Baldrin closed their een, and the Tattie Scone began to sing. And you can join in if you want. My tatty's gone, made the day, left it cool, so I ran away. Made from flour scraped from the bin, mixed with tatties in a tin, rolled out and fried on a great big pan by an old woman for an old man. And all the time he was singing, he was creeping further and further away to Pussy Baldrin. And by the time Pussy Baldrin opened her in, the Tattie Scone was off out the garden gate, down the path, all the way into the farmyard. And he saw the barn door open. So he snuck in the barn door and thought, thank goodness for that. And he looked around and he could smell the hay in the barn. And then he heard a noise. Tattie Scone, Tattie Scone, you look tasty. Dinna run awa so hasty. I would like to eat you for my tea. Well, Tattie Scone got a bit of a fright, but he had his wits about him still. And so he said, oh, hool it, take your time. First let me sing you a wee bit of rhyme. Close your een, and then maybe I'll let you eat me for your tea. So the hoolet closed his een, and the Tattie Scone began to sing. Mind, join in. My Tattie Scone made the day, left to cool, so I ran away. Made from flour scraped from the bin, mixed with tatties in a tin, rolled out and fried on a great big pan by an old woman for an old man. And all the time he was singing, the Tattie Scone was creeping backwards out the barn door. And before the hoolet had time to open his een, the Tattie Scone was out, down the path, out of the fields, and jumped over a hedge. He thought, safe at last. And he looked around. But oh, he wasn't on his own in that field, because in that field there was a great big horse. And the horse spotted the Tattie Scone and said, oh, Tattie Scone, you look tasty. Dinna run awa so hasty. I would like to eat you for my tea. Well, even though the Tattie Scone was a bit feared, he still had his wits about him. And so he said, oh, horsey, take your time. First let me sing you a wee bit of rhyme. Close your een, and then maybe I'll let you eat me for your tea. And so the horse closed his een, and the Tattie Scone began to sing. My Tattie's gone, made the day, left to cool, so I ran away. Made from flour scraped from the bin, mixed with tatties in a tin, rolled out and fried on a great big pan by an old woman for an old man. And all the time he was singing, the Tattie Scone was backing away for the horse. And by the time the horse had opened his een again, the Tattie Scone was out of the hedge and was running as fast as he could down the road until he came to the pond. Well, he looked around and there didn't seem to be anybody anywhere near the pond, so he sat down for a wee rest. Then he noticed a ripple of water and out of that pond jumped a puddock. And the puddock spotted the Tattie Scone and shouted, "Ribbit, ribbit, or Tattie Scone, you look tasty. Dinna run awa so hasty. I would like to eat you for my tea." Well, once again, the Tattie Scone was a bit feared, but he still had his wits about him, luckily, and he says, "Oh, puddock, puddock, take your time. First, let me sing you a wee bit rhyme. Close your een, and then maybe I'll let you eat me for your tea." And so the puddock closed his een, and the Tattie Scone began to sing again. Now, come on now, you'll ken it by this time. I'm a Tattie Scone, made the day, left it cool, so I ran away. Made from flowers scraped from the bin, mixed with tatties in a tin, rolled out and fried on a great big pan by an old woman for an old man. And all the time he was singing, the Tattie Scone was creeping backwards awa for the puddock. So by the time the puddock opened his een again, the Tattie Scone was off, running down the road as fast as he could, and he ran and he ran and he ran until he got to the wood. And he went into the wood and he hid behind a big bush. Phew! But the Tattie Scone wasn't alone, because there in the wood was a sly old Tod. The sly old Tod noticed the Tattie Scone, and the sly old Tod said, "Oh, hiya, Tattie Scone. Where are you going today?" Well, the Tattie Scone was quite surprised at that, because the sly old Tod hadn't said anything about eating him. In fact, he was that pleased that he burst into song, and he started to sing, "I'm a Tattie Scone, made the day, left it cool, so I ran away. Made from flowers scraped from the bin, mixed with tatties in a tin, rolled out and fried on a great big pan by an old woman for an old man." And the sly old Tod said, "Oh, Tattie Scone, that sounded as if it was an awfully braw song, but I'm awfully deaf, and I didn't quite hear all the words. Do you want to come a bit closer and sing it to me again? Maybe a bit louder. Maybe if you came right out here and jumped on my back, I would hear you better." So the Tattie Scone was so pleased that he shuffled over to the sly old Tod and jumped up on the sly old Tod's back and began to sing again. "I'm a Tattie Scone, made the day, left it cool, so I ran away. Made from flowers scraped from the bin, mixed with tatties in a tin, rolled out and fried on a great big pan by an old woman for an old man." Well, the sly old Tod this time said, "You know what? That did sound really good, but I didn't catch all the words. Maybe you'd better jump up here onto my nose and sing it again really loudly, and then I'll hear you this time." So the Tattie Scone forgot all about his wits and jumped up onto the fox's nose. And I bet you can guess what the fox did next. The fox tossed his head up in the air, and up went the Tattie Scone. And when it came down again, the fox opened his mouth as wide as he could and snap, gobble, gobble, gobble. And that was the end of the wee Tattie Scone. And that's the end of my story. But maybe you could go away and find a recipe for Tattie Scones and make some. But mind, keep an eye on them, because you didn't want them to run awa. And that's the end of my story for today. But if you pop over to the Tag Team Tales Facebook page, you might find some other stories from other storytellers. But bye for now, and I'll see you again.